Hey everyone! I'm so excited to tell you about my experience seeing the greatest archaeological find of the 20th century. This summer, I got to live out one of my dreams and visit Emperor Qin's mausoleum. I remember seeing images of the soldiers in National Geographic's and the History Channel, and always thinking that would be an amazing place to go one day. But before we get into the video, if you are enjoying this content, please like and subscribe. It helps me so much, and your support will help me continue making these. When we made it to the site from our hotel in Xi'an, it really felt like I was going back in time. First off, Xi'an is one of the oldest cities in China, known for its traditional style, landmarks, and historical preservation. So I was already kind of feeling this way. But seeing the warriors put me on a whole different level. I think the first words out of my mouth when I entered Pit 1 was, "I've never seen anything like this before." It's a truly remarkable sight. It's no wonder that it's considered by some as the 8th wonder of the world. While the construction of the Terracotta Army and the associated Mausoleum complex began in 246 BCE, public knowledge of the warriors is fairly recent. After two farmers accidentally discovered the site in 1974, the excavation process began and the construction of the museum complex began in 1975. The mausoleum site contains 3 different pit areas organized by the order they were found. In the first pit, which is the largest, you will find the vanguard in 3 rows, followed by an array of infantry and war chariots. The second pit includes more infantry, a crossbow team, cavalry, and 80 chariots. Just imagine being in a stadium and seeing an entire football field filled with priceless pieces of art. It really feels like a privilege to be here. We also came on a sunny day, so all that light was able to shine through the building and highlight the details on the warriors. Pits 2 and 3 are both much smaller than Pit 1 and are dimly lit, so it can be a little difficult to see the fine details of the warriors. And all 3 were under slow excavation. We actually visited Pit 2 first and were a little underwhelmed, so we were very happy when we saw Pit 1. The third pit was the command post of the armed forces, and it contains 68 warriors and a chariot led by 4 horses. Of course, not everything could be restored. You're going to see many headless and weaponless warriors, as well as shattered artifacts. But I kind of like it how they keep this on display. One thing that stands out about this place is the mystery of it all. As much as archaeologists and historians are finding out about the warriors, there is still so much information that still remains unknown. Researchers are still unclear about how long it took to build the army. Most historians estimate that it took around several decades to complete. The construction of the site was quite an undertaking and involved a significant amount of time, resources, and skilled craftsmanship. I really appreciated how most of the signs at the museum and the sites were in Mandarin and English. One thing that you will notice almost immediately is how lifelike the warriors are. That's because each individual terracotta soldier is crafted to be approximately the same height as the average person during the Qin dynasty. That's around 5 feet 11 inches. The artisans meticulously created the soldiers to resemble real soldiers, with detailed facial features, hairstyles, and armor. And the warriors certainly have their own unique appearance. When you look at the different hairstyles, you can see a different assortment of presentations, like the bun or top knot, braided hair, shaved heads, top knot with long hair, and facial hair. This was all done to show the different indicators of military rank and status in the army. You can see the hierarchical structure of the military by this. For instance, facial hair would be present on some of the more high-ranking officers and generals. long hair was generally associated with infantry and foot soldiers. Social hierarchy was very much a part of life in the Qin dynasty, so this should give you a glimpse into what life was like during that time. In fact, one of the reasons the emperor constructed such an elaborate tomb for himself is because he believed he possessed divine status. This was his way of showing everyone that he was chosen by the gods to rule. So you may ask yourself, why was there an entire army built of clay, and why were they buried underground? Well, that question goes back thousands of years ago during the Qin dynasty. The first emperor of China had them built to accompany him in the afterlife. It was believed that the emperor would continue to rule in the afterlife and would need an army for protection, just like he had on Earth. They were also a way to display his power and authority. The warriors were intended to showcase the emperor's military power and strength. It was a grand display of his dominance over the earthly realm as well as the spiritual realm. The Terracotta Warriors also remain a symbol of unity for China. The creation of the army was a massive undertaking that required the collaboration of a vast number of artisans, laborers, and craftsmen. It served as a unifying project for the empire, bringing together people from various regions to work together towards a common goal. After seeing this site with my own eyes, I definitely get the feeling like there is some unfinished business here. The ongoing archaeological efforts at the site continue to reveal new findings, and it's expected that the future excavations may uncover more sections of the army, additional burial pits, and potentially other remarkable artifacts. As technology advances and techniques improve, further exploration of the mausoleum complex may shed more light on the mysteries that are still buried beneath the surface. So what do we know about other burial sites? Well, the exact number of remaining terracotta warriors and other artifacts yet to be unearthed is still uncertain. What we have now could only be the tip of the iceberg. The mausoleum complex of Emperor Qin is vast, and much of it remains unexplored. It is believed that there are additional burial pits and structures yet to be discovered. Historical records suggest that the emperor's tomb complex could be even more extensive than what has been excavated so far. But for now, there's still so much to discover in pits 1, 2, and 3. So it's pretty clear that this is an active site for research, and archaeologists are doing their best to preserve what they can. Over here, they have a bit of a makeshift lab set up, where we saw some warriors stretched out on hospital beds. The current terracotta warriors on display have since oxidized to a dull color of brown and gray as they are exposed to air. But archaeologists are now taking time excavating Pit 3 in order to preserve the original vivid colors. The museum itself was a treasure trove of historical artifacts, and I highly suggest going there before seeing the army. I explored displays of weapons, pottery, and various awards China has won for their excavation process. There's a lot of really cool stuff to look at, like these documents written by Chairman Mao. Overall, I really enjoyed my experience at the Emperor Qin's mausoleum. When I was leaving, I imagined how different it would look 10 or 20 years from now, when archaeologists uncover more remains of the Terracotta Army. I would love to come back one day and see how much the site has expanded. So those are my thoughts on the Terracotta Warriors. Thank you so much for tuning in, and hopefully you found this video enjoyable or informative, hopefully both. And if you like this content, please keep your eyes peeled for more videos I'll be releasing from my travels. Bye!